All right, folks, welcome to the Rovo Games. Our usual opening decided not to work. I think it's sad that Sajit can't make us today, but I've got someone at least as awesome as Sajit. My good friend, maybe, no, don't sell yourself short, my friend. At least as awesome. Um,
Well,
would, yeah, maybe if you give us a quick intro and in a few moments as folks come on in. Um,
yeah. Oh, I'm Ann Saunders. I'm the Oklahoma City community champion for the Atlassian community, and I'm a little bit of a Rovo dev user, and big Jira admin.
Now, as we were talking about beforehand, like I'm not a Rovo dev user. That's one of my blind spots. I'm really thrilled you were able to jump in literally last minute. I
Oh,
reached out
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I reached out to Anne last night at like 10 o'clock. It's like, hey, are you busy at 6 a.m. tomorrow or 6:30? And she's like, that's early, but sure. Um,
Yep.
and Anne's done me a couple of solids. So thank you again for jumping in. You're a Rovo dev user. General Jira admin, what do you do in the community? Could you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so I am a community champion, which means I host community events in Oklahoma City. We have a growing LinkedIn group, and our next event will be October 21st in person. It's a little bit super secret squirrel right now, and I actually want to talk to you about it later, Rob. But yeah, it'll be a hybrid event
What are
that
secret
I want to
squirrels?
super secret squirrel. Oh, you never watched Secret Squirrel?
No, is
It's a
this a
cartoon.
thing? Oh, okay. You learn something new every day, folks. Here at the Rovo Games, we're learning about secret squirrels. That is amazing. All right, folks. We've also got a bit of a different format today. I've got some quiz questions, kind of like we're used to. Um, but we've also sprinkled in a whole bunch more of discussion. So we're going to be leaning on the audience a bit. These are going to be interesting questions Sajit and mostly Sajit came up with, but more intended to help us consider like how does Rovo operate? What would we want it to do, or how do we use it? So as we go, we're going to move through some of those. I've got some just kind of warm uppy questions, and we're going to start out with one about a recent video I just published. I'm curious who watches my YouTube channel, but what's a memory? What do y'all think? Answer a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat. A 1, you think it's something Rovo observes about you. A 2, part of a prompt you give Rovo. A 3, where Rovo saves its outputs. And a 4, how an LLM interprets inputs. So just respond to the 1, 2, 3, 4 in chat to respond to those. If you go to my channel and watch my video on this, stay all the way to the end. I have a rendition of the Cats song Memory that my editor decided to include in the video. So after the end credits, where I thank all my members and all that, you'll hear about a 20-second clip of me singing Memory. Yeah.
It's funny.
I didn't
Chris Abundance
realize he
theme.
would put it in. Yeah. I'm glad he did because it's funny, but
It's awesome.
Saz Nair, I don't know who this person is. Such a luscious beard, though, my friend. Never
Did I just learned
replaced.
something?
Wow. So far, the entire audience thinks it's something Rovo observes about you. What do you think, Anne? What is a memory?
Well, let's see. I would define it as, yeah, it is something Rovo observes about. It's all the sort of context that Rovo has had about you that it gets to keep. But you can tell it to forget stuff too.
You can. And that to me is like one of the fun parts. So the first answer is 1, what Rovo observes or knows about you. I'm going to throw my screen up real quick. I was excited when I discovered this because it gives us a little bit more like control or ability to fine tune Rovo a bit. And it also reminds me there's a ton going on behind the scenes. So here's Rovo. I'll go up to Ask Rovo More. And there's this menu settings in memory. This just kind of appeared one day. It's one of those features that I'm sure if you watch Rovo, you're like, oh, obviously this was coming. We heard about it months ago. You can turn memories off, which is one thing to know. I don't know if I would do this, and I'd be curious your thoughts, Anne, because as I understand it, this is part of the input. Like this is part of the prompt Rovo gets when you work with it.
Yeah, so I think the only time I would edit is maybe if I work in a specific project focus and then I change to working in a different project, I might want Rovo to start fresh. If everything I do
Mhm.
is in this space in Confluence, this space in Jira, and now I need to do a different kind of work somewhere else. I think that's the only time I can think of.
Yeah, it is fun to read this too. I'm in a demo instance, but I would have loved to see when I actually use Jira all the time. Now you
Oh,
can update the observations. So kind of to Anne's point, you can flip them off, or you can prompt Rovo to change its implicit, and then you can give it
this
other memories. So another thing, Anne, I've thought of is like I prefer a TLDR in all my responses. I tried to have
yeah.
it call me Batman, and it wouldn't really do that. um, but these are memories worth checking out. All right.
Very cool.
I enjoyed them. All right. I'm going to fix We're Bigger Now. All right, folks. We've got our first discussion question. And Anne hasn't seen these, and I only saw them a few days ago. Again, a thank you to my regular co-host, Sajid. But I'm curious, what would folks build first with Studio? So more, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm going to answer based on what I did build first in Studio. This is not what I think people should build first in Studio.
Oh, wow. Okay, let me read these options off. I'd love to hear what you did build. Would you build a custom Rovo agent as a 1, 2, an automation, 3, a macro, 4, a Forge app? And just, again, one of these ninja updates, as we saw in chat, Studio is a platform app where folks will now build things. So they're pushing us into Studio to build apps, macros, automation. So Anne, what was the first thing you built that you might not recommend?
I built a Forge app. And okay. I do have a little bit of JavaScript, history, so I wasn't too scared, but I think it was a lot more work because I didn't fully get Forge yet. And I think I would have had a better time if I'd started with maybe a smaller bite.
Oh, that's funny. Anne and I were talking earlier, and again, she's been using Rovo Dev, and that to me is like black magic. Same thing for Forge. It's like I was never a dev, and we're seeing folks say a custom Rovo agent, a Jira automation are tied. I said a Confluence macro just because I like Confluence, and I'd love to see what that looks like. I don't know what I would build, though. That's my problem.
Yeah, I haven't tried a Confluence macro yet. A custom Rovo agent probably would be my recommendation, though. Something where you already know what you want the output to be and what the general steps would be, and you just don't want to do them yourself anymore.
No, I have done that because I've done live sessions on making agents. So up here under App Switcher, we just got to find Studio. This is also where they've hidden building automations with Rovo. They ripped that out of like space admin land. Now you can only do it here. This Rovo prompt I've also noticed is different than Ask Rovo. Like this does different things.
Very much.
But here's where we could prompt it to build us an agent or whatever we want. Create an agent that helps me order pizza or whatever we want to do. I joke this is an agent that helps build agents, but I think this will be the number one use case. Just because like building one from scratch is intimidating. Like, what do I type in? How do I add everything? Oh, here we go. I'll stop here because I tend to go down these rabbit holes of building agents like this. Liz Tanner suggesting we switch from JavaScript to TypeScript. Yeah. Is TypeScript the one that I heard, Liz, is for typewriters? Nobody?
You need the ribbons. Yeah.
Yes. All right. We'll get that poll out the way. I'm going to throw in another question. So again, slightly different format today, folks. But I've got a fact. I almost made a mistake again. I almost called it fact feature fiction. It's fact future fiction. Rovo can provide real-time tips on Jira or Confluence. 1, it's a fact. 2, it's a fiction. 3, it's a future. So do you think we have this now? Do you think I made this up? Or do you think it's something we'll get soon? Real-time tips on Jira and Confluence. Liz is booing my joke. Thanks, Liz. At least I hope that's the joke you were booing. Now, I have been trying to be a good end user and read the roadmap updates. Do you ever go into the roadmap updates, Anne? or
I
release notes?
I do.
Hey,
I think we're going to talk about that more maybe later this week.
what gives you
Um,
that idea, Anne?
but as an administrator, there's so much, and even if you try to keep up, it can be pretty messy. So yeah, I try is the best answer I can give.
Yeah, there is now a release notes over on Community, which I appreciate. Like, it's easier to find. I always struggled with where do I go to get this. Um,
Yeah.
It's still not in my habit. I still forget it exists. So right before this, I was like just looking through there for stuff to pull in.
Nice.
So far, everyone thinks it's a future feature. Now, to clarify, that answer means we've been told it's going to come in the future. This one, though, is actually a bit of a fiction. I pulled a little fast one. I thought I was clever. We can get personalized tips for Confluence emailed to us. I haven't seen this yet. I'd be curious if anyone in chat, because apparently this went live back in July. But as I read this, it's going to just, as I perform common tasks like making a page, you'll get an email with a tip on how to do it. Yeah.
That's part of the reason why my users have Rovo on in Jira and off in Confluence. They did not love the onslaught of more notifications.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They can be really helpful, but they're only going to be about as good as your teamwork graph underneath them. So you
Yes.
can get a lot of junk, and I think that's where we landed with it.
I'd be like, and this is where I work for myself in this little box. I only exist in this space. I'd be curious, like in your experience, Anna, for folks in chat, how you handle that. One of the biggest complaints I get working with clients is Rovo gives me bad answers. I'm like, yeah, because your data's garbage. Like,
yeah, before Rovo, I would maybe get a request, every 6 or 8 weeks. That's like, hey, this page is not right anymore.
mhm.
And I'd either fix it or give it to somebody else to fix. Now I get those notifications way more frequently. This is out of date. This is, yeah.
I like, part of me says this is a good problem. That data should be updated.
Yeah.
But then also as admins, we have to deal with everyone complaining none of this is correct.
Well, how much is there to update? Can you fix it? I will let you.
Without going too deep, that's what I'd love to explore. How will that change company culture as we use these tools that uncover the challenges? How will companies adjust and adapt, like empowering people or expecting every individual goes in and fixes it?
Yeah. I think that will be a lot more decentralized just from my own experience. We haven't had a lot of multiple admin layers historically, and we are definitely expanding those a little bit. Who's going to take ownership of, their team's everything?
Yeah, as you were saying that, we almost need like a content admin or something between general user and space admin because there's nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's something I'll have to meditate on in all my spare time.
I'm for it.
All right, and here's a question for you. If you wouldn't mind reading out, this is another general question for the audience.
So how much autonomy should Rovo have? So 1, answer questions only. 2, suggest a plan. 3, take approved actions. Or 4, run multi-step work independently, all by its own self. I have so many feelings.
I don't know. I'll go 3 myself. I'm doing what Sajit does, and I've logged in under my account so I can vote. Actually, no, Sajit votes as the QuizWiz channel, which I think is cheating. I don't know. What do you think, Anne? What would be your
So again, I have built tools that run multi-step work independently. The caveat, the little asterisk on that is that the work they do is work that then, creates a work product that goes to a person.
Mhm.
So it's kind of really like a 3.5. Like, yes, it does things, but it just harvests and gathers things to make them more available to people. So yeah, I think I'm a 3. I don't want it doing anything I don't know it's doing.
Yeah, like and that we're basically straight across the board for 3s. Autonomy is how you get runaway costs so massive, like massive runaway costs from Liz Tanner. Yes.
Liz knows what's up.
We've got Rodney in the house asking if his brand account should be in chat. It's entirely up to you, Rodney. Good to see you, my friend. This is one I think, like, I'd be curious in 5 years if society or we change our answer here. I personally, like, I think this is a good balance. I think it's allowing it to take approved actions offloads the work I have to do, but I don't want it deciding yet. And we might be seen as Luddites in 20 years. Like, oh yeah, Grandpa Rob didn't want his Rovo agent to go take action for him. Oh, you old geezer. Like,
have my rotary phone when, yeah.
I really hope my grandkids are laughing at me for how dumbly I use AI. That would be fun. Rodney's got a great. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Rodney's got a great comment. Number 4, run multi-step work independently. You're right. Drop tables was a terrible solution situations.
I love how confidently Rovo takes action, and then when you ask her, like, are you sure? How confidently Rovo says, you're right. That was a great, like the worst idea.
Sorry, I accidentally brought this one up from Pritzkin. Grandpa Rob had to type in prompts. How retro. I've started to see, this is a bit of a jump, a bit of a non sequitur, a lot of ads for a hardware device that's an AI transcriber. And there's got to be, you throw a rock, you hit a dozen of these. I kind of want to try one, but I'm kind of annoyed and terrified of them.
Yeah, like the for the meetings and things, transcription agent.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of the tools that we use, that are SaaS, are using, you can talk to prompt. You just hit the little microphone as if you were going to send somebody a text.
Yeah.
But fun free fact here. Your computer almost certainly has an accessibility tool that will let you talk to prompt anyway. If you turn on speech to text, where that is on your operating system might vary. But just because Rovo doesn't show you a little microphone to prompt doesn't mean you can't drop a cursor, use whatever hotkey you set up in your accessibility tools, and talk to prompt anyway.
That's one. I get that question a lot. Does Rovo have speech to text or text to speech? I'm like, not. The app doesn't, but your computer does. That's a good reminder because I've thought about. I see those tools. I'm like, I'm not in enough discussions to make this worthwhile. However, I'll be on a run or wandering around, and I pull out my Google Voice Recorder, and I've got voice notes in there that I forget exist. I'm like, I just need to fix my workflow. That's my problem. It's not the tech. It's Rob. Rob is the problem.
Well, and if you've already got all these tools, we might as well put them to work.
True. Very true. All right. We've got another thought-provoking question. We kind of spoke about memories. That's why I put this question in there. Would Rovo memory make you more productive? Yes, definitely. Maybe with controls as a 2, only for team contacts as a 3, and no, I prefer a clean slate as a 4. If you're listening to this recording, put your answer in the comments and we'll respond. We keep an eye on those. But curious, Anne, like we spoke about memories. You gave us some ideas on how it could be used or when you might want to clear them. But what's your, excuse me, and you're in here too. Awesome. You say, what's your personal take?
Yeah, I think it's a maybe with controls situation because in my role, I'm an Atlassian admin, but I also have a lot of other responsibilities at work. So the lens through which I'm asking a given question might be wildly different from one Rovo chat to the next. Maybe I'm looking for client information. Maybe I'm looking for contract information. Maybe I'm looking for how do I set up this new Atlassian feature information. So, it would be very cool. One thing that Claude has are projects where I can say, I'm doing marketing work, I'm doing legal writing, I'm doing tech writing, and those memories don't cross, they don't leave their project. So it might be really cool if Rovo could have contextual memory.
Yeah, something like, as you were saying, like space-specific memory.
Yes.
Or work item-specific memory or something like that.
Yeah.
It must, if that doesn't explicitly exist, like it has all that information, right?
Yeah, well, it definitely uses a space or work item as context because it shows you right there in the chat, like why it's reasoning the way it is. And it usually will have the key right there. But, do I have my project management flavored hat on, or do I have my Atlassian admin hat on? How would Rovo know unless I tell it explicitly?
Right. Pritskin contextual memory based on project. Do you mean the platform
Do you mean
app?
Space?
Because there is an app called Projects. I'll be talking about that later this week.
And honestly, that would be another layer of context because that could be multi-space, multi-app, but it's still all one project. Interesting.
Well, team is coming up soon. I wonder if in 5 weeks we'll see that.
What will we learn? Yeah.
Trying to come up with good predictions, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I've got a session later today on Team 26, and I'm trying to come up with like what could they talk about, and I've got nothing good so far.
Yeah. Team Anaheim blew my mind, so I'm not really sure where we could go next.
Context.
Yeah, well, yes.
All right. We were talking about this earlier, Anne. All right, folks, I'll let you read this one, Anne, because this was your inspiration.
Yeah. So has anybody heard of max mode for Rovo? And what does it do? Does it help break down bigger prompts? Does it make the Rovo screen bigger? Or does it speed up Rovo processing?
All right, so it's 1, 2, 3 in the chat or in the comments if you're listening to a recording, or anywhere you can, wherever you're hearing us. Helps break down bigger prompts so far. When Ann and I were talking about this, I did have to ask, is it like max, like with 2 X's or 1? I guess there'd be a super max mode that might have 2.
There you go. Yeah, that's the next iteration. Yeah.
It reminds me of the old, like in the States, selling razors back in the 90s, early aughts. It's like always adding one more blade. And then SNL's Saturday Night Live had this skit where they had like a 26 blade razor.
I miss the old Saturday Night Live commercials. Phil Hartman was like the king of those.
Rodney thinks we missed one, starting the robot revolution.
I think that's actually Skynet, but like Rovo could certainly contribute.
We've got RovoNet.
I don't love that.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. All right, Anne. What is max mode? Can you enlighten us, please?
Yeah, so it looks like chat knows what they're talking about. Max mode is a reasoning toggle, but it's not just a reasoning toggle. What it'll do is it'll break down your prompt into multi-step plans and then execute on them without forcing you to back and forth prompt. It's basically, it's sort of a shift from an assistant you have to micromanage to kind of letting Rovo run the play once you give it instructions.
You were saying this might have a different name today.
Yeah, so I did look up the Atlassian support article that was linked to the max mode announcement. And now they're called Basic Chat, Think Deeper, and Deep Research are the reasoning modes that are available. So I think max mode is probably correlated to deep research.
I forget these reasoning models exist. You can let Rovo decide; it'll guess based on what you're doing. but I've used deep research and it takes a lot longer. I wasn't realizing everything it does, but it gives you like a multi-page response for what you had.
And you can open up each of those little sections in that long response and get the rationale behind each step of it. It's kind of cool. I will say the more robust the reasoning model you're using, the more likely you are to consume tokens faster. So if that's a concern for you, or if you're, thinking through the lens of a particular tier, we're on standard. So we are always thinking through the lens of our tier. You might want to be really cautious about which reasoning mode you pick.
And this is what Anne was referring to. Like I asked it, what's the best pizza recipe? It said, here's what I'm going to do, like its research plan.
Yep.
But here I can see its initial draft in Markdown, which is fun.
Which is, that's one way that I kind of have learned a little bit about with the development side is like, why did it pick those? How did it pick those? And I can actually go back through, see the rationale and say, oh, here's where it had a weird assumption. Let's fix that. Oh, and here's where it did that thing that I really like. Cool, I know that thing now.
I'm just glad it didn't recommend glue on the pizza.
It is getting better.
For those of you who remember, was that Gemini recommended that, I think?
There have been several sus recipes.
Emblem is saying every time you do deep research, they go and take a nap. I'll let folks know when it stops processing over here. It is still running. All right.
They meant deep.
I've done it accidentally, and I was like, what did I do? I think it consumes 10 times the Rovo credits. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, 100 instead of 10, which can be one user's entire monthly allotment. So
yeah, it's pretty steep. Oh, and it will spend up to 15 minutes on a single task.
So yes,
more than 15 minutes, and it's not done. Sorry.
You're just out of luck.
Well, chat's talking. Liz is real right about the way Rovo and old Claude would respond. Working on what?
What do you mean processing? It's kind of like me at my first couple of jobs. No, what? Huh? Yeah. All right. Rovo Devland. This is where, again, I'm afraid because I don't dev. Rob doesn't dev. That's like my next t-shirt. Where would Rovo Dev help your team the most? And this is for the audience and for you, Liz. 1, understanding legacy code.
Definitely.
2, finding cross repo dependencies. 3, connecting code to Jira work. And 4, writing or rewriting code. Again, drop a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat. Drop a comment. We'll respond. And Rovo Dev, again, I need to understand this more. It is Rovo, but it's not available through the front end. It's for developers writing, managing, developing code. So most people don't interact with this particular tool, and it's a separate SKU, a separate product from Rovo. Lots of people blowing up for. Rodney thinks I should do a Rovo fundamentals course called Rob Don't Dev.
The branding is on point.
It's not wrong. All right, seeing a lot of 4s for writing code. Now I'm curious. Thank you, Rodney the Fix. A Forge fundamentals course called Rob Don't Dev. This would be my knee jerk only because I don't have multiple repositories. I don't have legacy code, and I don't use Jira to manage my code. Now, like, what's your answer before we keep chatting?
So this is another one where actually 2 are correct, but chat again is solid on 4. It is most for writing or reviewing code. It is for the least sexy parts of the software development lifecycle. It's for the check against the requirements and make sure the code matches. It's tying things back to your ACs. It is making sure that to number 3, connecting code to Jira work, making sure that, that's anybody who's working in Jira software has probably seen that little box that says development in the right-hand column. Well, turns out that's where you're supposed to link a PR. And so that you can know when it's been merged, when it's open, when it's waiting, when there's something that needs to happen. And this is one of the things Rovo Dev will help you with. And so, yeah, but mostly it is for writing and reviewing that AI code review. And then all the stuff that sucks to do, migrations, refactors, test coverage, and like linting kind of stuff. All the little jobs that add up to the headachy parts. It's writing and reviewing code.
This is another one where I'm curious how it will evolve. And like, again, when it's Grandpa Rob and all the kids are like, Grandpa Rob, don't dev. I'll be like, you little whippersnappers. How much?
In my day.
Yeah. In my day, we didn't have whatever fill in the blank thing is they're doing. I'll be curious how even in a year, let's say, this is adjusted. Or how it's like, I can't say the backlash against, hey, everyone can vibe code now, but like, how will that evolve? Because we're throwing these tools at everyone.
I have been wondering if there will be a movement, just like in food or clothes or home furnishings, if there will be a move toward artisanal code. Like, no AI touched this. And in the highly regulated industries, it's already there.
So at Team 26 Anaheim, the phrase was like, we end up with a barbell where the middle gets squeezed. So you'll have on one end the AI generated everything, which isn't bad necessarily.
Sure.
In the same way you have the croissants for the example, factory build, mass produced croissants, which they're okay.
And then a Starbucks croissant is fine.
Yeah, it's good in a pinch. It's warm. And then on the other end, you go find someone who's been like mastering the craft of making a croissant for 40 years. That's going to be different, and you'll pay more. They were suggesting software's going the same way. Like the middle's going to get
absolutely. And I actually think that it might not be toward the like totally, human hand coded, but maybe more toward the, did you use a large language model that is, publicly commercially available, or did you use a self-hosted small model? That's something we're seeing in the dev world.
That'll be interesting too. I've started using on-device LLMs just to tinker with them, but also just to not rely on the Geminis, the Anthropics, the whatevers. It's using a public LLM. I don't have my own.
But if you were a major healthcare company, you could afford your own.
Yeah. Are you saying I can't afford an LLM?
I'm saying I can't.
Maybe we need SLM, small language models.
Yep. They're out there.
All right. What is our next? Where did it go? Here it is. Sorry, we have so many great questions populated by Sajid. General question, what do people think? Should Rovo be able to use local file context? 1, it's essential. 2, only specific folders. 3, only with approval. And 4, no disk cloud context. So the thought here is, should Rovo be able to reach into my computer and read files I have stored there? 1, you have to have it. 2, only folders I specify. 3, only with explicit approval. 4, no, just stay in the cloud. What do you think, Anne?
So I say 3, only with approval for my actual local machine. But then I want to remind everybody that if you've connected your Gmail, your Google Drive, your Microsoft OneDrive, SharePoint, yeah, those are in the cloud, but those used to be the files that would have been on your local network, on your local device. And if it's connected, it's connected.
It's just there.
Yeah. So, I mean, cloud context is enough, makes it sound small. It's not small.
That is another interesting thought too. And your point around like most of the files we're using are in the cloud anyway. For me personally, like the stuff on my computer is mostly like video files, images that I don't need to throw into Rovo at this point. And when I was working, I had a MacBook Air, like it could open web apps and that was about it. So it's all in the cloud.
Well, I mean, I have a MacBook Pro that's provided through my job, and
Mhm.
I store as little as humanly possible on device because any minute I could be called in to swap it out for the new model we're leasing or whatever. So yeah, all my stuff is in the cloud.
And a question from Pritskin, Rovo desktop app, which is in beta, has some kind of functionality. I haven't played with Rovo desktop yet, Pritskin. Has anyone in chat used it? I'm curious. I've used the like the Chrome browser extension, but not the app. That's a whole other interesting discussion over when will we have an Atlassian branded laptop. All right.
We're getting the Atlassian branded browser. Why not?
I use Dia. I like it. All right, Anne, a question for you.
Oh, what is loop engineering? It is something for roller coasters. Obvious, we're done. Or no, ensuring humans approve actions, allowing prompts to repeat, or connecting multiple agents.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 in chat, or if you're listening in comments. I heard this phrase. I went to the Teamwork Collection Conference in Seattle, and someone was talking about this thing called loop engineering. I was like, never heard that before. And then immediately after that, he said something like, and we have to keep up making new terms just to make it sound like we're progressing. So I'll explain what this is after more people have voted, but this is a term I've started to hear and see. Liz is saying it's something you learn after your first Hello World and you just go to pandas. Rodney's saying it's automated shoelaces.
Oh, like Back to the Future.
I was going to say Back to the Future just pushes the thing. Well, Pritzkin, if it's the best answer, why didn't you answer one? Now, what I heard was it's ensuring humans approve actions. So this is an extension of human in the loop. Right now, when we ask Rovo to do something, it always says, here's what I'm going to do. Is this what you want? And this presenter was saying it was a string of like 5 different terms around AI. You know, loop engineering was one, then something, and now it's loop engineering. Where as they build out prompting and how AI tools work together, it's ensuring there's always a human in the loop somewhere. It's never fully autonomous.
So I have a different definition of loop engineering. So
what do you got?
This is interesting. So loop engineering is when you design an agentic workflow that loops, that iteratively guides an agent to become more autonomous. So it's kind of like human in the loop is the first loops.
The little
and
loop.
Then you can step back as the agent continues to loop and does it on its own. So that's interesting. I wonder if that is, to your point, I wonder if that's evolving terminology because we're running out of vernacular.
This was a marketing person giving the talk, so it's possible it was that. I just put something in chat too. I think it's loop to loop engineering then.
I like it.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right.
But you have to be on a roller coaster.
While you're doing it, yes.
Yeah.
Please don't write code while you're on roller coasters, folks. You heard it here first. Bad idea. All right, another question for the audience, and this one's for you.
Ooh, what matters most when deploying Rovo agents? Is it easy creation, reliable answers, strong permissions, or usage analytics?
So just general for the audience. Also, because we're good YouTubers, please like and subscribe. And if you're listening to us somewhere else, give us a 5-star, thumbs up, double backflip, whatever the thing calls it. All right, easy creation, reliable answers, strong permissions, analytics. Okay.
Yeah.
We only get one answer, I'll say.
Yeah, there's no all of the above. Or I would absolutely say all of the above.
And that's a weakness of YouTube. We're stressing
Sure.
that. So I'll blame YouTube, the overlords here. I like easy creation. We probably don't want it to be too easy. We probably want some friction. At least now we can restrict who can make them. But sorry, Ed.
Yes. No, that's exactly. If it's too easy, we'll have 37 people build the exact same stupid thing that almost works.
Maybe then we employ loop engineering to build them, put them together.
I could go for that.
Um,
That's where the analytics comes in to figure out what the heck is even in the space, in our instance.
Yes. Reliable answers. This is where I struggled. Like, permissions are important, but I would rather have it give reliable, accurate responses, honestly. Because if it's got strong permissions, if only the people who are allowed to use it can, but it's giving non-reliable information,
then what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I tend to be a not very permissive administrator. I tend to be like, they don't need that. Turn it off.
Good. That's good.
But I would much rather have 50 people getting the right answer than 10 people getting maybe the right answer. Liz is on point as usual.
Your data is garbage. Your developer is not the issue. We spoke about this earlier, Liz, and just like, this is when I almost laugh at people when they come to me and say, hey, the answer's blank gives me a wrong. This search, Rovo, Claude, my coworker. Like, yeah, that's because what they went to look up. Like, a human would also give you the wrong answer if the data source is wrong. So, and how companies choose, this is a whole topic I could just babble on about, so I'm going to just stop. All right. Here's what I like. Where should Rovo expand next? Respond in chat. Do you think there should be 1, more Atlassian products, 2, more third-party tools, 3, more developer workflows, and 4, more business and operation workflows? What do you think?
It's such a good question.
Just respond in chat or in the comments. And while you're responding in chat, there's a little thumbs up just to the left. Just push that. I see a lot of 2s, a 4. Okay.
I think my actual answer to this one is not one of the choices. And I mean, I know we're limited to 4 and there's a million things it could be, but I would love to see, rather than sort of expansion, I would love to see more depth. I would love to see more ability to, assets uses a schema. Why can't Rovo hook that up with Confluence databases and give me an easy tabular view of the joins for assets? And it can't yet, but certainly it could. So rather, maybe not it can't yet, but it doesn't right now.
That we saw that in Anaheim. Like, I didn't see a lot of big, like, new things in Rovo, but I saw a lot of building depth. It felt more catered, and I think maybe you were here when we were talking about it, Anne, but that was catered more towards the admins, towards the people concerned with reliability and usability. It's like, it wasn't new shiny features, but like, no, it's going to be faster. It's going to have more data. It's going to give bigger answers.
You'll be able to look at these things we weren't good at before. Yeah, whiteboards. Yeah.
All right, I'm just keying up another question that I think is going to stump a heck of a lot of people in here. All right. We're seeing a fight between more third-party tools and business and ops workflows.
I did answer biz ops because I would love for Rovo to take over onboarding. We've got onboarding documentation. Why doesn't Rovo onboard people to Atlassian products?
That seems easy.
Right? I could probably build something.
Let's do it. All right, a lot of good comments here. We've got, why does it feel like we're doing Atlassian's marketing homework for them?
Reasons.
Emblem's got a great shout out here. You can connect apps through connectors. So that answer 2 could be just more connectors, like more native ones.
Definitely.
All right. Here's a question I'm hoping will stump just a whole bunch of folks. How do I get rid of this one? There we go. What was the first commercially available AI? Now, I'm basing this off a response that Dia gave me. Dia is the browser. It uses AI. Commercially available AI. 1, RA or XCon. 2, ChatGPT. 3, something called Unimate. And 4, Dendrol. It's all in caps.
Sounds like a bad guy from Thundercats to me somehow.
Oh no, Dendrol's attacking the fortress. We have to go help.
I think part of it may be the delivery.
StreamYard, clip that. I can make that a short. Emblem, you got to respond without the question marks. It only sees the straight up numbers. So if there's something else in the chat, it won't register. Okay, we've got 2 votes for Chat GPT.
I'll just let chat know that the first commercially available AI is older than many of us.
Yes. Now HAL was not commercially available. So
I'm afraid we can't do that, Rodney.
Okay, Charlene's got the first vote on the board. Chat GPT. Any other votes, folks? Skynet, not commercially available. That was a private company, I believe. I'm betting some people Googled this. I had no idea. As we were talking, I was like, what was the first commercially available system? There's a massive asterisk. How do you define AI? And this is something I run into all the time talking to people, is when we say AI, most people today assume generative AI. Now, according to Dia, the first one was something called R1 or XCon. I put RA stupidly. 1980. So a rule-based expert system from Digital Equipment Corporation. So a reminder for me that like this technology is really old. It's older than I am. The current expression of it is a lot different. Dendrol is actually something from 1965. It's a research tool, not commercially available. And then Unimate was an industrial robot on an assembly line. Automation, not AI.
Yeah, so XCon was more what we would call like a mechanical Turk. Like it had a system of algorithmically work through stuff and then take actions based on what it knows.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's essentially what today's models are, just more so.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Anyway, I was just reading this about XCon saved the company $25 million a year.
Wow. In $1980, that's a ludicrous amount of money.
That's a lot of dollars. Much money. All right. One more general question, Anne. This is for you, for the audience. What do y'all think?
Oh, what is the biggest barrier to adopting Rovo? Would it be data privacy, accuracy and trust, change management, or cost or licensing?
We got a fight between data privacy and accuracy and trust.
Yeah, I'm in a fun position because my company works with lots of clients, and so I hear what they think about AI outside of just us. And yeah, lots of people have lots of feelings.
That's, again, I'm kind of jealous, Anne, because I see it from the instructing perspective and from the Atlassian champion perspective. And if I get to work with a client randomly, but to see it like at scale, multiple groups all complaining about blank, whichever one of these it is. The Little Wilson family, I like that username. Is there a Big Wilson family?
Oh.
So far, data privacy, although Pritzken's got a split. For admins, 1, for users, 2. So admins would say data privacy, users would say accuracy and trust.
Whereas I was going to say, if you're a highly regulated industry, it's 1 all day. healthcare, insurance, banking, yeah, anybody, fintech, and for everybody else, it's 2.
I mean, we do have like government and isolated cloud on the Atlassian side. I wonder if we'll see a divergence in Rovo. If you're in one, you get a lot more data privacy. If you're in the other, you get more focus on accuracy and trust.
Feels really reasonable. Rovo never made it to data center, did it? To the server based?
No.
Yeah.
You can not directly. You can tie. We had a
If you have
case
a
question about
browser.
this. Yeah, there's a way to tie it in so it can pull info, but it's not in data center.
Gotcha.
All right, folks. I've got one more. I think I've got one more question for y'all. Yeah. Again, for end users, definitely agree, but then for admins, it's a bit of a different.
Yeah, I want to shout out Rodney, also the Jira guy. Says 3 is just an Atlassian challenge in general. True, and I also want to shout out his blog post from earlier this month. It was a fantastic piece. Definitely recommend a read.
Yeah, Rodney, shoot me the link. I'll drop it in the chat for you. And Liz is saying Rovo isn't permitted on Gov at this point, the Gov cloud. Yeah, and then now I'm thinking through something like the novel Snow Crash, where the government is its own little isolated place that has its own AI running around doing its own stuff.
Well, and I'm positive if they can have an MCP connector that they probably just have their own. That they've
Govo, government Rovo? No, we'll work on it.
Yeah.
All right, our last question: fact, fiction, or future? Rovo can help with personal capacity planning. 1, you think this is a fact, it's live now. 2, you think it's a feature. Oh, I screwed it up. Oh, no, don't respond. Don't respond. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I was stupid. Let me try this again. Fact, fiction, or future? Rovo can help with personal capacity planning. A 1, that's live now. 2, it's a fiction, something I made up. And 3, it's something they've announced that will happen soon. Rodney, you can't post links in this chat. You're not a mod. Liz has a fun comment. AI is flying planes. Again, it depends on how you define AI. Is an autopilot artificial intelligence? It's taking inputs and taking action based on those inputs. Maybe. I wouldn't want Rovo flying my plane. Now I just have people typing letter salad at me in all caps. I don't know what these acronyms mean. I'm scared.
Oh, wow. I did not know that about Airbus.
Rovo flies Airbus? Any other guesses on this on this poll, folks? Any guesses for fiction or future? And no faith, Ann?
I think it depends on what you mean by personal capacity planning.
A feature that they are calling personal capacity planning. I'll just share my screen on this one. This apparently is being rolled out in August. I will be very curious what this actually looks like. It's a skill managed capacity plan. So, like, let's go just see what happens. Oh, is it live in this instance? Oh, did it catch the period?
Well, the poll is covering your input.
Fine. There you go. I just punched in the forward managed capacity plan. So this is using a skill. These are slash commands we have access to inside Rovo. Oh, it's pulling my calendar. My sprints.
Okay.
Jira, JQL.
So the reason I said no to personal capacity planning is how does Rovo know my PTO? How does Rovo know my project split?
Right here.
But yeah, if I have connected all the things I would need to connect.
Google Calendar off failed. Okay, interesting. I just saw this in the rollout plan this morning, so I threw it in as a question to see what folks thought.
Oh, that's neat.
I'd be real curious. And again, this is a demo instance. I don't use Jira to manage everything, but for someone who actually uses it, I'd be very curious.
Well, capacity planning in general is something that you've needed an add-on, an app,
Mhm.
third-party tool for a long time, and that is newly native in the ecosystem. It's a brand new feature. So the fact that Rovo is getting in on it doesn't surprise me.
It seems like a very natural, easy extension. Like all the data's in there. Tell me how much I can do.
Yep.
All right, folks. And any parting thoughts about Rovo?
Um, I am genuinely excited about the directions that Rovo is going. I tend to be not on the bleeding edge when it comes to the new stuff, but I'm really uh, just in the last week, I think I was telling you, Rovo saved my bacon when a client was arguing with their project and account management team over a nuance in a contract, and I had to be able to find when and where certain decisions were made. Rovo's hooked up with our Google Workspace and our projects and our Slack, and I could find minute to minute who asked, who answered, who asked, who answered,
So
and
amazing.
here's why we did that. And yeah, and it took 5 minutes that would have taken me 5 hours.
That to me is the best use case. Like, I know it's in here somewhere. I just
I
wanna
have read it.
There's a TV show called Rick and Morty where the scientist Rick has this tool. He just types in, like, zip ties and pushes a button, and a bunch of zip ties just come flying out of the shelves and attach to the tool. Like that. Like, I know it's in this room. I know it's in my system. Just give it to me.
Yep.
All right, folks in chat, thank you for joining us. And again, a massive thank you for jumping on basically last
Of
minute.
course.
Really
You know,
appreciate that. And hopefully we'll get to see you Friday.
I think so.
I think so.
Looking
So,
forward to it.
yeah, Sajid is partying or something. I don't know what he's doing this week.
Holiday.
He's having a week off. I got a week off. So I'm
Totally
running
fair.
things. Yeah. We'll have it. Ann and I will have a chat this Friday on some fun topics that actually she came up with her ACE, her local chapter. So shout out to Ann and the OKC folks, and join us Friday on Asking for Trouble if you want to see what that's all about.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah. Anyways, folks, thank you. Our outro video doesn't work. I'll see real quickly if I can fix that. So everyone just close your eyes and imagine the Rovo Games outro video and have a great Tuesday. I'll see y'all again soon.